pollution, plastic, fertilizer runoff, greenhouse gases, petroleum spills.
Whichever type comes to mind first isn't really the issue at hand. It's more of the two things that all of them have in common. One of which is that they all end up impacting this.
And this, and most definitely this. Water. Kind of a big deal. All living things need it, but humans have a funny way of showing it, especially when you consider we cause said pollution and the related issues seen in water and the ecosystems around it and in it.
Our agricultural fields produce nutrient-dense runoff when rainwater washes fertilizer and animal waste away. This runoff then finds its way to a water body, overwhelms the area with nutrients, producing algal blooms that can literally wipe out whole ecosystems.
The same can be seen when our own waste pollutes waterways.
At the moment, petroleum products are the lifeblood of human society.
Alone, the number of plastic bottles bought worldwide per day is estimated at 1.5 billion.
That's right, billion with a B. Unfortunately, many of these bottles will make it into our waterways and eventually into our oceans,
which the International Union for Conservation of Nature says houses at least 14 million tons of plastic every year.
The petroleum products aren't the only oil polluting our waters, though. Sometimes it comes straight from the source.
Marine scientists at the Smithsonian estimate 60 million gallons of oil into our oceans
through many different areas and different ways of drilling on an average year.
As you can probably imagine after hearing those numbers, the average year can be bad enough for freshwater and coastal ecosystems in terms of petroleum spill devastation.
But when an oil spill like the Gulf's very own Deepwater Horizon happens, which likely harmed or killed around 82,000 birds, 6,000 sea turtles, 26,000 marine mammals, and an unfathomable number of fish according to different organizations like NOAA and NWF, the average year becomes laughable. And if the detriment to our aquatic and marine ecosystems aren't enough, think of the people that depend on our rivers, lakes, and oceans to not only make a living, but to sometimes literally just survive. So now you may be asking, what's the second thing they all have in common?
As engineers, if we can create these products that cause these problems, we should be able to create solutions to these problems.
A prime example to one of these solutions, instead of having our fields look like this, when fields aren't in use, cover them in cover crops like these. Cover crops like these will allow for empty fields to avoid runoff issues and therefore protect our lakes, streams, rivers, and even oceans from problems like eutrophication and fish kills. Solutions as far as our plastic petroleum products go. We could replace single-use plastics like these with biodegradable materials in order to reduce or completely avoid impact on wildlife, our ecosystems, and areas where plastic pollution is felt most by humankind. The solutions for oil spills are no different than the past two issues mentioned, in that there are more ways to combat them than we have time to discuss. But a few things we must do to avoid oil pollution from spills in our waters are creating better non-petroleum based fuels, designing more reliable and less leak-prone equipment, and lastly, when a spill does occur, have more efficient technology in place to combat it. As young and upcoming engineers at Auburn, we're always told that we should be and are the problem solvers of the world. And if that's true, then the issues seen in the water here in this creek all the way to our oceans are our responsibility. And that means so are the ways to fix them.